Hey guys, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to my blog series. And today is a very big day for me because finally I got my uh, permanent residency appointment today, and finally I passed it. Yeah, so we submitted all the documents, and it's a big achievement for us. And so I would like to introduce you to my friend and an expert from Germany who has helped me with the throughout the entire PR process. And here I want to make this video today to just talk about the different steps involved in a German PR process. Yeah, what are the documents you need? What are the prerequisites you need to have it established? And then what are the benefits of a PR? Who can apply it? Yeah, and Susan, I don't know, Susan, when we met. We met, I think, more than 2 years ago. Longer. And Susan took my case. She worked on it from starting from a dependent visa, and then we worked on a blue card, and then finally today
Recognition of your diploma.
of my diploma. Yeah, and then finally today we have PR. And Susan, how long are you working in this field?
12 years.
12 years.
12
Okay.
years, yeah.
Yeah, so you have a lot of knowledge, of course, on these topics, and I'm sure that the people who are watching this video would definitely get to learn a lot from you. So the first topic we have it, so I made notes here so that I don't forget anything. uh, so we talk about today. So we just had our appointment, and so what do you call PR in German, Susan?
Niederlassungserlaubnis.
Yeah, so Niederlassungserlaubnis. Yeah, yeah, okay. So let's talk about the prerequisites or the documents that we need for a Niederlassungserlaubnis. So if I may, so I think first we need is the last 3 salary slips and a valid work contract,
Yeah.
and then we need to pass the examination.
You know, this is depending. Every city is different.
Yeah.
So there are some cities they just want your employment contract and your social pension improvement.
Yeah.
So then they are fine.
Yeah.
Other cities they would like to have the language certificate. Other city says, oh, if you just talk German in front of us, this is sufficient. Another city, like you faced it,
Yeah.
also want to have the citizenship test. Yeah.
Exam, yeah.
So you needed to process all the documents,
Yeah.
which is like make sure that you can take care of your livelihood on yourself, language certificate, citizenship test, which was also a point and issue because it's easy. You have to answer 33 questions,
Yeah.
multiple choice, but you get an appointment. It's not so easy.
Yeah,
It took
of
like
course.
2 months, right?
But then you also need to prepare it. There are 333 questions,
Yeah.
all in German,
Yeah.
that you need to keep in your head.
Yeah.
And then you make an appointment. You pay for it. So I paid around 70 euros for this test, which is
Einbürgerungstest.
But then there's also an option to take Leben in Deutschland test, which you can also take. So the difference is if you take Leben in Deutschland test, you only use it for applying for the PR. And if you take the Einbürgerungstest, then you use it later on for your citizenship also. So you just take one exam, which is applicable for both your citizenship and also for your German PR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mhm.
So where we start. So documents are very different.
Yeah, true.
Depending on the city. Also the process is very different
Yeah.
in every city.
Yeah. So let's also talk about. So in my case, I got my PR in 21 months because I had a blue card and a B1 certificate. But then there are also other scenarios. Yeah. So where I think some people get it in 33 months.
33 months with blue card and A1 certificate.
It's 33 months.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then you have 48 months for skilled workers, and also A1 I think is sufficient. Then regular one is 60 months,
Okay.
and also basic language skills.
Okay.
Yeah?
So language is mostly needed in all of them.
Yes, but it depends on if basic or in your case because you have just 21 months, then it has to be B1.
It has to be.
But again, not in every city. It depends. Yeah.
Yeah, true. So let's just talk about the operational aspect. So we just had the appointment, and I think from an operational perspective, the documents needed are on the appointment day. You need to have your passport, your existing blue card, and then you need to have photographs, and then you need to have around 126 euros that you need to pay for the fees to the authorities.
Yeah, that's it. Because
That's it.
everything else
Yeah.
happens in advance.
Yeah, and that they take your fingerprints, and I think that's needed from our side, and then there's some paperwork that happens in the office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now we have next question. Who can apply for PR? So I think we already discussed it already. So depending upon how long you have been living in Germany, and also depending upon your language skills, then it, and also I think there are also something about skill levels, right? So there are people who have a blue card, a valid blue card, and then there are people who have a blue card but in a different category, which is a skilled job category. And for them, is it the same?
48 months.
It's 48,
months.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's 48 months for the skilled workers who are having a blue card but not a regular blue card under a special salary category, and I think it's around 41,000 something is the
At the moment, I don't know how high it is.
yeah, okay, but it's around that. I can put that in the description.
This is blue card.
Yeah. So we are talking about PR today. Okay, so so next question I have here is how long after applying it takes to get a to get a PR cards. But before that, do we get a normal like a blue card
Yeah,
or
yeah.
do we get something else?
No, it's completely the same like the card, but you
Uh-huh.
don't get the additional Zusatzblatt, which is your work permit approval,
Uh-huh, okay.
because you are allowed to work with whom you ever want to work. You are not anymore connected to an employee.
Okay.
You can also be self-employed. So these
Uh-huh.
are already benefits of the
Okay. Okay.
PR.
So I don't need the green paper that
No.
I normally get, which
No,
is connected
no.
with my
It
blue
just
card.
is like the same card. It just says Niederlassungserlaubnis,
Uh-huh.
unbefristet,
Ah,
unlimited.
unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what other benefits can I expect if I have like a PR? So one, you already told me that if I want to travel to India, so with a blue card, I think we can stay in India up to 1 year. But with a Niederlassungserlaubnis or a PR, we can only stay for up to 6 months
Yes,
in
yes.
our home country. And if we want to stay longer, then we need to inform the authorities.
Yes, and you need confirmation from the authorities. Explain them why you would like to stay longer, or you need to stay longer in India, and then it's possible to stay longer outside of Germany than the 6 months. So this is more like a disadvantage compared to the blue card that you're only allowed
Yeah.
to stay 6 months.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the advantages are that you have a safe life in Germany.
yeah, of course, of course.
It is easier to get family reunion if you have an
Okay.
Niederlassungserlaubnis. You also get easier loans.
Ah,
Yeah. Faster. What else?
I
And
think
you
then-
don't need to go to the immigration office, which I think is the best one, and you
Yeah.
don't spend money anymore.
True, yeah, that's a good point. But I think there's also something related to I read somewhere, yeah, it was the same point that we don't need to go to immigration office anymore. So I only need to go to immigration office next time is when I have my passport because expiring, and then I renew my passport, and then I need to
Yeah.
extend my
Yeah, because
Niederlassungserlaubnis with my passport.
yes,
with the
because
end
it's
date.
always connected.
It's always connected.
Yeah, that's true. And and you can work wherever you want to work. You can also open your own business. You can be self-employed. You don't have to ask the immigration office, "Am I allowed?"
Yep.
You just do
Yep.
what you want to do.
Yeah, because blue card is always tied to your position
The
and
first-
a company.
The first 2 years.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the first 2 years.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And if I get a German PR, then what are the chances that I can go outside Germany and work within the EU?
This is not possible. There is another case or another residence permit, which is called Daueraufenthalt EU. This allows you also to work within the EU.
Ah, okay.
With the Niederlassungserlaubnis, you can travel and stay wherever you want to stay in the EU, but to work, you need there also a work permit approval.
Okay. Good point, Susan. So next we have, or I have, is because I always think, is there a possibility that my PR can get rejected? Yeah. So I apply, I send everything, and then can there be situations where they say, it's rejected? Because as you know, with my blue card, we had 3 attempts with my blue card, and in the 3rd attempt, we finally were able to get it. So is there something similar that can happen here with a PR?
Usually not. It's just the case if you made something against law, then if you're past in Germany is not completely clear.
Yeah.
If you made some
Illegal.
criminal
Illegal
things, then
activities.
then it might be that it will be rejected. But I've never heard without of other cases because they just approve it just intensively. There is an improvement also from government states, and then they give usually they don't reject. No.
Okay. So suddenly one point that I think we missed, Susan, is that when we were doing this document, so when I reached out to you for the PR, and then you said we need to submit all the documents, and there was something that I requested from the offices in Berlin regarding my last service, the taxes that I've paid, right? So
Yeah.
what exactly is that called?
This is Rentenversicherungsnachweis,
Rentenversicherung,
yeah,
yeah.
social pension approval.
Okay, yeah. So I will put the link in the description for that, and then you know whom to reach out in order to get your Rentenversicherung Information.
Yeah, yeah.
Susan, do you think we missed on any other benefits of the PR that we already discussed, or is something else you want to highlight specifically?
No, I don't think so. We mentioned everything, which is very important, that you can be self-employed, you're not limited to your employee,
Yeah.
and things like this. And of course, what we mentioned already, the most important is that you don't need to go to the immigration office anymore and don't pay the fee.
Yeah.
But you know, what I would like to point out, it's sometimes my customers tell me that it's yeah, my friend in this city applied later but got already
Yeah.
the PR. So you cannot compare the cities. It's very different.
Yeah.
It's depending on the city, because some cities they require the certificates, the language
The language
certificates.
certificate.
I had in a city last time that they said, okay, if she can talk to us, it's fine. We recognize this. Yeah.
Okay. So if you can talk, then it's fine.
Yeah, but not in every city.
Not in
yeah?
every city, yeah.
So it's different. And then you see, you had to do this Einbürgerungstest,
Yeah,
citizenship.
true.
In other cities you don't have. Yeah.
True.
So it's also the time period, how long it takes, the improvement is very, very different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
It's the same like if you had made applied for your residence permit. Depending on the city, on the officer, everything is very different.
true.
So this is the same with the permanent residence permit. It could take like 3 months. It could take like 6 months. Yeah.
The pre-approval process.
Yes.
You mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
The pre-approval process.
Okay.
After that, after you are there and you had just gave me your fingerprints and biometric data, and the approval is done,
Yeah.
then it's easy. Then it's no problem.
Yeah, I think also because of Corona, the whole situation is quite difficult
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
But I just want to point out that, as you mentioned, that some people they don't need to do the B1 exam and they just talk. They can talk, they get it. But then it's unfair to people like us who who
But-
spend so much time and effort and money to take the exam and make it.
But you know, of course, this is also again not like in every city it's the same,
Yeah,
and it's
true.
depending on the officer also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
If the officer is like quite relaxed and see the case and says, okay, everything else is very clear and easy, and if it's just like that, the applicant cannot provide the,
Yeah.
so okay, let's see if they can discuss. Talk with me, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
But this is like an exemption, you know. Usually they want the, of course, the certificate.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one that I have here is talk about a little bit about the citizenship. So we know after the PR, of course, everybody thinks about if they want to become a citizen in Germany, if they want to stay here long time. I don't know, spend their entire lives here. And then how is the process from PR to citizenship? So how many more months? What are the requirements if I need to apply for a, let's say, German citizenship? How is
Yeah.
the process from here?
German citizenship is also requirement is like Niederlassungserlaubnis, PR. This is a requirement.
Okay.
And then to be 8 years in Germany.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you need to be.
So, but the complete years will be calculated.
Yeah.
So not only the last 2 years, in your case, in the last 21 months.
Yeah.
So from the very first beginning, when it has been paid into the pension.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the day you start paying your service taxes, the
Yeah.
pension,
Yeah.
it starts from there.
Yeah.
So normally it should be. So then, quick question: would it start from the day I got my blue card, or will it start from the day I started working? Because I started working in Germany in September 17, but I got my blue card in June 19. Then
It would start in 17
Okay.
if you paid already into
Yeah.
the pension. Yeah,
Okay.
so it would start that day.
Mm.
But again, I cannot put my hand into fire for all the immigration office because it's again it's up to them.
It's up to
yeah.
them, yeah,
So
true.
but usually it would start there, and they will calculate from this day when you paid into pension the 8 years.
Yeah, okay. Good, Susan. I think we should make some other videos also talk about the blue card because we had so much. As I told earlier, I got my blue card in third attempt. So I spent I think 1.5 years just to get a blue card, and there were so many problems. And finally, Susan met me, and we met each other, and then we finally were able to crack the blue card. So I think Susan, if you like the video, please share your feedback in the comment section, and then I can talk to Susan, we can talk to each other. If you have requirements, anything on the blue card, if you want a similar video to talk about blue card or even also on dependent visa, we can try to organize something. And Susan, is it fine if I share your details with them if they want to reach out to you directly?
Of course,
True.
we'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will give the details of Susan and her company in the description below, and you can reach out to her if you have any questions, or if you have any questions generally, you can feel free to put them in the comment section in this video, and I will try to answer them for you guys. And I think that's it. Do you think we missed something, Susan?
I hope not.
Even if we miss something, let us know and we will get back to you. So thank you, Susan, for
Thank you,
taking the
Vishal.
time out, and always for your support. And thank you all also for watching this video. I hope it answers some of your questions, if not all. And yeah, share your feedbacks, and looking forward to the next video. Yeah.
Thank you, Vishal, for
Thank
your
you.
trust.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.